Man, I am tired of that. I am not passing. I am black. Do you hear me, man? Do you understand? I am black. I'm a nigga. You understand me? I was born black. I live black. And I'm gonna die probably because I'm black. Because some cracker that knows I'm black better than you, nigga, is probably gonna put a bullet in the back of my head.
I like to introduce myself. My name is
King.
Churro.
Spoiled ass Colin Kaepernick in the news again, in the spotlight again. Now he's talking shit about his
white adoptive parents.
I know my parents loved me, but there were still very problematic things that I went through. I think it was important to show that, no, this can happen in your own home, and how we move forward collectively while addressing the racism that is being perpetuated.
He took cues from his icon, basketball star Allen Iverson, who he said wore his blackness like a suit of armor. And teenage Kaepernick wanted cornrows to match. He's getting what roles, his mom asked?
Oh, your hair's not professional. Oh, you look like a little thug.
I can't imagine your adoptive parents expecting the best for you, trying to raise you right.
Your mom said that to you.
Yeah. And those become spaces where it's like, okay, how do I navigate this situation now? But it also is informed why I have my hair long today.
While still enjoying the fruits of your white privilege.
The grown-up version of Eve wanted to go back in time and give young Colin a lot of hugs. And I was really moved and saddened by the level of kind of self-awareness that he had to develop at a very young age without a lot of guidance.
The former NFL quarterback who once led the 49ers to the Super Bowl.
And yet failed. Why are you applauding this guy for leading the 49ers to the Super Bowl when he didn't win a championship? How much sense does that make, guys? Riddle me that. Make it make sense. Don't be wrong, too. Like, when I play Madden, me and my boy Moreno will play a league. And we'll do a fantasy draft. On several occasions, I've actually recruited Colin Kaepernick as my quarterback. Yeah, he won a couple things here and there. He's got some records and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, he is not an NFL champion. He's not a champion at all. He keeps squandering his opportunities to be chosen by a team.
Touchdown, Colin Kaepernick.
Was known in high school for his baseball. The pitcher even had major league interest, but he bucked public pressure and followed his heart to the gridiron.
There were a lot more black people in football that I was like, I found some community here.
Do you still want to play football professionally?
Absolutely.
Colin Kaepernick showing off his talent on his own terms. With his own camera crew rolling in front of representatives from 8 NFL teams, the media and fans, the polarizing quarterback throwing passes for nearly 40 minutes on this high school football field.
I've been ready for 3 years. I've been denied for 3 years.
This after Kaepernick called an audible Saturday afternoon, moving the location of an NFL-sanctioned workout 59 miles from the Falcons practice facility, just a half hour before it was set to begin.
Our biggest thing with everything today was making sure we had transparency in what went on. We weren't getting that elsewhere, so we came out here.
His camp saying multiple disagreements with the NFL led to the sudden change in plans. The NFL challenging that claim, saying, "We are disappointed that Colin did not appear for his workout. He informed us of that decision today along with the public."
Frankly, I think it angered the NFL. But Colin Kaepernick was not going to cooperate with a body, an entity that hadn't cooperated with him for the past 3 years when he has not been allowed back into the NFL.
His impressive throwing performance comes 3 years after he opted to take a knee during the national anthem to protest police brutality and racial inequality, and just 8 months after settling a grievance with the NFL where he claimed owners colluded to keep him out of the league.
So we're waiting for the 32 owners, the 32 teams, Roger Goodell, all of them to stop running from the truth, stop running from the people. We're out here, we're ready to play.
The NFL says 25 teams showed up at the Atlanta Falcons training facility for that scheduled workout. Then, as plans suddenly changed, just 8 teams made their way to this high school football field. Colin Kaepernick's agent telling us after the workout, the quarterback talked to all 8 of those staffers and told them he'd love to visit their facilities and answer any further questions.
Right now, the top 4 candidates for league MVP honors, at least before yesterday's game, were Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson. 4 black quarterbacks. Oh, by the way, the top paid player in the NFL is a black quarterback. When you look at all of those things, along with the ratings, along with the revenue that they've generated, no one was even talking about Colin Kaepernick. So the NFL has this workout. They organize it. Rock Nation, in concert with Roger Goodell. You had executive VPs in the NFL that didn't even know about this, okay? But nevertheless, Roger Goodell and Rock Nation pulled it off where representatives from 25 different teams showed up. By the way, a vast majority of those representatives were African Americans who clearly were supportive of Colin Kaepernick. At least 2 or 3 of them are African Americans in the GM pipeline, soon to be GM someday in the very near future in the National Football League, according to some folks that I've spoken to. And yet you don't show up. 2:30 in the afternoon, a half hour before your workout was scheduled, was when they were informed that you would not show up and that instead you would be 51 miles away. The 51 miles away. Atlanta traffic, don't know if you know about that, but that's kind of difficult even though you pushed it back to 4 o'clock. Then not only do you do that, when you show up, there are a whole bunch of people there wearing I'm with Kaepernick jerseys or T-shirts that said, I know my rights. Okay, so clearly it was orchestrated. Security was there, videographers and all of this stuff was there. You knew all along that you were going to have this event there, but you didn't tell the NFL until 2:30, a half hour before your workout was scheduled. You snubbed your nose at the NFL. You snubbed your nose at Rock Nation. You snubbed your nose at the bunch of officials who showed up. 8 of them showed up to Riverdale. 2 of them left probably to catch flights before the workout was even over. Then you show up and you give your speech and spiel to the media that you wanted present, but you didn't take any questions and all of this stuff. You just look at it and it reeks of a PR stunt, a PR campaign, the kind of thing that you accused the NFL of doing. And what I'm saying is you also showed up with a Kunta Kinte T-shirt on. You understand the character from Roots, obviously a freed slave, etc. The point is, what are you saying about the owners when you do that? You know what you think about them. You've publicized what you think about them. Hey, you're entitled to feel whatever way you feel, but you also want a job with them, and you're calling them out that way when a workout has been scheduled for you to put your talents on display. And oh, by the way, the NFL said, while we will not allow you to have an independent person to video it, we will video it. We will hand over the raw footage to you, and we will send you the same footage we send to all 32 teams in the National Football League. Plus, we have individuals from 25 different teams in attendance to see you perform. That's raw footage in and of itself. So what's the problem? All a bunch of excuses as far as I'm concerned. It's incredibly disheartening. And as far as I'm concerned, again, I want him in the league. I think what's happened to him is unfair. But the manner in which he has handled this, if an NFL team never called him again, what can we say?
It's been 6 years since Colin Kaepernick opted out of his contract with the 49ers. We don't miss Colin Kaepernick in the NFL. We don't. He's no longer a player in the NFL. That's not what he's titled as. Now he's titled as a civil rights activist. You know, he was all about protesting against police brutality and you know, injustices and blah, 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 blah. But yet, every time something actually does happen, where is he? Nowhere to be found. He protests in silence. He does stuff like making a graphic novel and possibly lying about his life. Just to prove a point, just to push a narrative. I would hate to be his adoptive parents. Because they are, number one, I know for a fact, they're probably like thinking, We love our son. It sucks that he has to drag us through the mud like that. It'll probably take a while for us to get over it. Why are you pushing a stupid narrative? Why? So you can't make it in the NFL as a quarterback. And especially you being at 35 years old? No. Your stock has plummeted at that point. You're 35 years old. Find something else. Get out of the limelight. I don't get it though, you know? The one person in your life that gave you the skin color, and that's it. Still nowhere to be found, right? He left your mom before you were even born, and your mom was white. Her last name's Russo. Anyway, it's your boy King Churro. Remember that you're loved, and remember to be great every day, with or without the fame. Peace out, y'all.
Every day you wake up, you got a decision to make. To go right or left, up or down, right or wrong. At the end of the day, you make the decision. Nobody forces you. So make the right decision. Make moves, set the goal. Stop making excuses, man. And if it look like a duck, walk like a duck, and sound like a duck, it's a duck. Stop guessing. Just do the right thing. You heard? You hear me? I love y'all. Stay positive. Love one another.
All right.
I respect Colin Kaepernick, but there's one thing that I don't respect. And I said it when I get the opportunity and to get on the stage to say it, I would say it. And I love him to death. So it ain't no hate or nothing like that. But brother, you had the biggest opportunity in the world to create jobs, build jobs, give jobs to people. The people that you was talking about, the people that you so-called standing up for, the people who stood beside you, the people who lost their jobs because of you. Where you at? I ain't heard from you. I reached out to you. Where you at? Real always and gonna stay that way. He brought the awareness, and that's why I respect him.
But what's the call to action?
There wasn't one. There wasn't no call to action. It's just like I see all these athletes, I hear them on Twitter, they be writing these cool ass captions.